No, we're here for that.
He come into the culture, and then he can do that for, like he said, I helped you get your first #1. Well, we love that for you and them, but we want you to be authentically you. Who are you? You know, and he doesn't. I don't think he has a identity like that. You know, he doesn't. And you know what else they were saying too?
What?
They were saying this was a beef about culture. Why didn't he bring his Toronto, Canada culture out? Like, what's the Toronto sound? What's his people doing up in Toronto?
Well, he didn't want Drake. Don't give a fuck about Toronto. He too busy trying to be like the street and LA hood niggas that he see on TV. He don't give a fuck about no Toronto niggas. Ain't they trying to be like the American people? Like they trying to vote off us.
I know, but see, that's the thing. That's what they were saying. Like and that's why that last song that Kendrick Lamar dropped, that they're not like us.
Yes.
It's so LA, and so it's just so their culture, where he come from, his coast, and Drake didn't have nothing for that. He didn't have an answer for that because they don't have a sound. If he had a Toronto sound, he had a whole gang of Toronto niggas to come out and start rapping on the record. That would solidify. Okay, I got people too. I got my coast too. You know. And
see, J. Cole has that. J. Cole got Fayetteville, right? He got a city that fucks with them. He got his whole J. Cole North Carolina sound or whatever, and.
Right.
And I just want to say, once again, for the record, J. Cole is not a beef type of person. You hear me? Yeah. J. Cole will address all you niggas on the record. He ain't about to just go at no Kendrick or go at no Drake. I just ate some popcorn. But honestly, I'm kind of surprised about the J. Cole and Kendrick beef. They was like brothers. They came up, all three of them came up at the same time. But J. Cole and Kendrick, I thought was completely different from a Drake. You feel me? And the rest of the motherfuckers, I thought they had a bond, even though they came from different cities. I thought they really had a connection. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Did you know that Kendrick Lamar's first tour was a Drake tour? He opened for Drake.
Drake wasn't on when he said he put people on. You know what I'm saying? And that was my problem. That was the thing that made, if you watch my videos, I said that Drake kind of won the beef because Drake's diss records was actually getting on the radio. You feel me? His shit was like on the radio. Kendrick shit, but then remember I said that it shows you how much power that Drake got because he was really blocking that stuff though, because that BBL Drizzy is, I think that it's just now getting on the radio, and this is what I'm watching on here. The song that Kendrick Lamar just came out with is debuting at #1 too. So Kendrick Lamar is the Not Like Us is start. Right, that's literally. You're starting to see the sounds on TikTok. You're starting to see it everywhere. So, like, they got it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing with them. So, I don't know. I just hate that. I hate that J. Cole went down in history as the person that was like, I don't want to do this. He apologized. I know how it looks, but I'm trying to tell y'all, J. Cole is not that type of nigga, man. He ain't that type. But I still think that this is about race. This is about race. I'm trying to tell you, we don't want you to say nigga no more. Remember, everything was about nigga. Did you notice that?
Okay, but listen to this.
Come on with it.
So Drake was raised by his mother.
This is Mojo, by the way, people. Yeah, Drake was raised by his white mother, right? Jewish or whatever, right?
Correct. He was not raised by his black father. He did not come up with his black extended family. So technically, you are who you are raised by. So technically, he is a white man. He just happened to have a white parent.
You said technically he a white man.
Yeah, because that's who he was raised.
He was raised by his white. But wasn't J. Cole raised by his white mother though?
But he was in a community. His community helped raise him.
So you're saying that he had more of the
most likely, and I don't know where he's from exactly, but his community most likely culturally was a black community, a predominantly black community. You know what I'm saying? It's just like my nephew. I have a mixed race nephew. He has a white mother, but he's raised by his extended black family, my family. You know, he's part of our family. He's raised with us. He understands. He goes to a predominantly black high school.
Mm-hmm.
He's culturally indoctrinated into blackness.
Interesting.
Even though he has a white mother, and for the record, my brother, you know, he has both parents. So
so he's raised with both of his. He has a black influential daddy in his life.
Exactly. So, and that makes a difference on who you are and who you will become.
Right.
So if you are coming from a Jewish family where this is who I am. I'm technically a Jewish man. How are you coming to Atlanta, Houston, and taking on those personas that this is the type of person I am when you weren't even raised that way?
Wow.
You didn't go to that kind of high school. You know.
So he basically infiltrated. You said he infiltrated this shit. Like he just came out. He just infiltrated the hood and just adopted this persona and have no attachments. And that's why hip hop.
It's just for the money, and it's just for the fame, and that's it. So I'm sure now, of course, when he goes home to his house, his people.
This is a whole Drake discussion. I love this, y'all. Go ahead.
The people that's inside of his home, I'm sure, reflect who he is currently. But, you know, he had a child with a white woman. He has now a mostly
porn star
child.
They're a porn star. Yeah. So, I think Drake, but do you think, I think Drake wanted to have a baby by a black woman. I think he wanted to attach himself to somebody black, like SZA, you know, right now is Sexy Red. Like, I think he liked regular black hood type chicks.
It just helps with who he claims to be. But is that really who he is in his heart? I don't think so.
Interesting.
I don't think so.
Very interesting. But remember, so we got two different type of light skinned folks, though, and reason why we even making this about race because they made it about race. They don't want Drake saying nigga. They don't want Drake trying to assimilate himself to blackness when he ain't got no ties. You hear me? Like
exactly.
this no ties. You got Rick Ross weird ass. Is it me or Rick Ross act just like his baby mama Tia Kemp? They act exactly the same. Like literally, they act exactly the same. So you got everybody, and I have not listened to the BBL Drizzy yet. Because all I keep seeing is clips, but everybody trying to say that motherfucker is a banger. You feel me? And I think that's what made Drake even more upset. You feel me? Is because Drake's like, shit, I can't even control this narrative because the music is speaking for itself. But Monica, and Monica's at work. This is what I was trying to tell y'all is when I'm talking about we love.
I'm the property manager.
Look at her. She's at work. And this is live. This is supposed to be live, but this is what I was talking about when we just say the power of the music and stuff like this. This man did not. Okay, this man did not Drake did not want Kendrick music to be out here popping, and the next thing you know, it's popping. You feel me? It's popping, and he can't control it. I want to play a little bit of it. I think I play like 60 seconds of it or something. Let's see. Drake. What the fuck? What in the hell is this? Mojo, are you back? You know, because you know I'm live. So I just listened to a little bit of BBL Drake. Is this what y'all talking about? Because it sounds like it's a Mexican song.
Listen, what?
The BBL song? I'm listening to.
It's a disamentry.
It's a disamentry.
Disamentry. What is it called? Disinstrumental.
Listen, I don't know what's going on, but in this, what?
Is it when it says BBL Drizzy?
BBL Drizzy. So you know he can't deny he got the BBL though. It's crazy what's going on in the world. So how would you compare this beef to the Megan Thee Stallions and the Nickies and the female rap beef? I'm just curious, like, what do you think about that when we talking about culture and impact? Like, how would you compare those beefs? Like, if you could, like, how would you compare? Like, to me, I felt like that Megan Thee Stallions diss track, just shit that his shit is whack. You feel me? I felt like they had no type of impact like this Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole one.
Yeah, I think that Megan and Nicki's beef was a traditional beef that we're used to seeing. I think that and it didn't affect the culture as much because they're two women in the same genre. You know, it was just a basic beef back and forth. It was no harm, no foul. I think Drake and Kendrick Lamar was a culture shift. It was bigger than rap.
Right.
And I think that was what got, and it was crazy because everybody was invested. Every community was invested. White community invested. Black community invested.
Yeah.
Jewish community invested. You know, it incorporated American community invested.
Yes.
Canadian community invested.
So did you hear?
Go ahead.
No, please. You had all calls. Did you hear about this Vlad thing?
Yeah. Yes.
The Vlad thing was crazy. They ate his ass alive. You hear me? They ate him alive. What do you think about the Vlad thing? Because they felt like Vlad shouldn't have commented, and I'm kind of like I don't see why Vlad shouldn't comment. Vlad is a hip hop. That's what he talks about, right? He interviewed hip hop people. You feel me? So they was all mad at DjVlad, but I don't see the man doing nothing wrong.
Well, I didn't have a problem with DjVlad commenting on what the woman was saying. And I don't think anybody else actually had a problem with that. The problem that everyone had was that he then attacked her livelihood. He attached, because she was a professor at Princeton, he attached Princeton to the comments thread. And by attaching them, he was saying to her, I have the power because of who I am to affect your livelihood. I can get you fired from your job for having this opinion about a rap beef.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what because listen, that's what the crust of racism is. It's about how you affect people's lives.
Interesting. Ooh, man,
you take away somebody's livelihood, that encompasses you being a racist.
Interesting.
Because you're trying to harm me and my family.
Interesting. Swear to God. She said, you took away my livelihood. That's what made his motherfucking ass a monster. You hear me? That's what you were saying, basically. It's all about you had your opinion, cool. But this motherfucker was like, let me tag your boss. Let me try to ruin you. Right? And that's what she said. And that's what she was like, whoa. You feel me? She says, and he said, she said, the semester's over and my contract has been completed, but thanks for trying to bully me out of a job for centering around black people because you got your feelings hurt. Very retaliatory, nice tactic. It's interesting that literally, and she was a very smart black woman, though. You hear me? This woman was very intelligent. She wasn't just anybody. This is Rodney Jerkins, one of the Jerkin brothers' daughters. Niece of kinfolk. But yeah, DjVlad, and then he backpedaled and pussy pop, right? And he said he got caught. After considered reflection, I would like to apologize to Morgan Jenkins for tagging her job in my replies during her Twitter. He didn't apologize for none of the this is interesting. He only did this shit because he knew that the black folks, like, he trying to save himself because black folks is giving him the side eye, like, we ain't fucking with you. You feel me? We ain't fucking with you. Because if you about to try to ruin black folks, we ain't fucking with you. You know, we ain't doing that. Yeah. Very interesting. And since I got you, first of all, shout out to Mojo, man. Mojo was my first call in. I've been telling y'all I love the call in. Y'all been listening to the podcast. I jumped straight into it because Mojo was on the line with us, right? Mojo's on the line. When you got Mojo on the line, you stop everything. You feel me? You stop. Like, Mojo's on the line. So, and when she called me, we were talking about the teacher thing. And I'm going to watch this with y'all. The shit that went viral was this teacher. He said, watching this with y'all. Actually, I don't even have it shared. So I was watching it without y'all. My bad. Let me share my thoughts.
Time to do it all myself because it would have taken me forever. So naturally, I asked about 4 or 5 of my over 100 best friends to assist me in taking my hair out, and they all agreed. Number 2, this was at the end of class. This week we were doing STEM fair presentations. Since it was Friday and all of my students did an excellent job on their STEM field projects and presentations, I told them if we get one solid presentation in this class, I'll end class a little early and they can have fun and play basketball, darts, or be on their phones or whatever.
Okay.
And during that time, my team would help me take my hair out. A couple of these were students from my class, but others were students from other classes.
Okay.
I would all of them a pass at the beginning of the class period, requesting their assistance 10 minutes before dismissal. I told the teachers only send them if all of their work was completed and they had good behavior.
Interesting.
They all met the criteria, so 10 minutes before dismissal, they showed up for their job.
Mojo, I'm watching the
My
video.
next point I'd like to make is if I was a female teacher, those people wouldn't be in the comments saying, oh, this is weird, this is inappropriate. Because me personally, I don't think there's anything weird about this. People are saying, oh, that's too intimate. To me, it's literally just hair. It doesn't have to be weird. Some people have never had cool teachers, and it shows. I personally believe that building authentic relationships with students is paramount in being an effective teacher. I make sure my students know and can feel that I care about them beyond the schoolwork and all the stuff that I have to make them do. I take the time to get to know my students outside of academics because caring for the whole child is what's important. Some of these students have been with me since I was a substitute 4 years ago. They see me as a big brother or a father figure, as some of them say. And me, I don't want kids of my own, so all of these kids are literally my children. And in case you're wondering about their parents, most of them follow me on social media and always talk about my videos with their kids. They always tell me that they're so grateful that their kids have someone like me in their life. In my admin, they're well aware of my social media presence and they love my videos. To me, this is just another wholesome moment that I'm having with my kids that I was fortunate enough to catch on film. Since I'm a science teacher, one thing that I teach my students about is symbiosis.
All this?
Symbiosis deals with the relationships between organisms. The type of
That's
relationship.
enough. So somebody in the comments said, if I walked in on my daughter doing this, she'd be going to another school. I think this is where it looks innocent is that group of students. He's not touching them. It's being recorded, etc. We can argue ethics, whether it's appropriate or illegal, but to me, it's the principle of the matter. I don't give a fuck if it's a teacher or a schoolboy. I'm Haitian and my Zoe knows what it is. So, okay, when I heard somebody in the comments, somebody somewhere else said that this was unprofessional, not inappropriate. And I'm like, you at school. And I never, first of all, we need to start watching videos with sound on it, right? Because I never watched the video with the sound on him. I didn't know that he gave this whole fucking broke down explanation. Like, I didn't know that. Because it was, he said it was after class, all the work was done. You feel me? It does look like he has a close bond with his students and stuff like that. I do think we do live in an over-sexualized thing, but I think that he was kind of wrong for this. Like, I think he knows the climate. I think he wrong because he should have known better for the climate, Mojo. That's what I'm saying. Like, I felt like you knew, because you're explaining this because you know the backlash you about to get. Like, you know that you about to get dinged for this shit. Like, they about to, like, come on now. He knew. That's why I'm upset. You feel me? I didn't like that because you know better. You know the climate. And you talking about I had a hair appointment, da-da-da-da-da. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And apparently he explained himself in another video. We're going to go ahead and play that one. I really wish Mojo could have had us on the joined us live.
I really hope that you see this message.
So this is
how are you?
His stuff again.
I hope that you're okay.
He's in tears. He's bawling. He's full of it. Can you hear Mojo?
I can hear it.
Our class misses you so much, and we really want you to know that we love you and we miss you so much. And can't wait for you to come back.
He's reading students' messages. Yeah.
I can't believe that taking somebody's hair out is such a big deal, and it makes me so mad that people make little things big things. I want you to know that the class and others got your back, and we will always stand behind you and out for you no matter what happens. We got you. Again, we miss you and we love you so much, and can't wait for you to come back. I wish that this never happened because it feels like we're losing you.
So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to pause it, Mojo. He should have known that this was going to happen. Like, why? Like, you knew. Like, and somebody said it was inappropriate and everything is not for the internet. You should have never posted this to the internet, even if you did it in your classroom. Some shit, like, the backlash. This shit about, like,
Well, I want to say this. he has a social media presence.
Mm-hmm.
His social media presence is his classroom behavior, his classroom. Just his whole, that's his social media, is his classroom. So I think this is just one thing that was happening in his class on that particular day. And I don't think he thought further enough about what the ramifications could be, because like he said, his parents follow him on his social media page.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that probably what happened, some of those other kids that came into that classroom who are not his students, parents probably didn't know about what he does on his social media page.
Right.
And he didn't have permission from those parents for their children to be doing something like that.
You think it was a new parent that didn't know?
I think so. I think that could have been the stink that got caught up in.
Interesting.
And like you said, his principal is aware. His school district is aware of his social media page because he has a really popular page. It's just very unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. But I personally don't feel like there was something inappropriate about it. Like I said before.
Oh, yes, he was. He was since fired. I'm going to share it. This was from Rolling Out. I'm going to share my page. He was, according to this, I feel like a whole journalist. Shout out to me, bro. And I'm not, celebrating this man get fired, but I'm literally breaking the story. It said Black teacher fired after viral video of female students unbraiding his hair. The teacher had the students unbraid his hair in the classroom. This came out May the 11th at 12:46. The Black science teacher who uses TikTok to show his interaction with the students in class was fired after a video went viral of his female students unbraiding his hair. The teacher who goes by Jock Lee on TikTok has been talked about on social media this week. They say, and he explained it, and I think it's exactly what you said. I knew for a fact that this was going to happen because, like you said, the parents was outraged, the ones that didn't know. You feel me? And I don't think the school was ready. I think the school was like, look, we're going to go ahead and cut our losses. We're going to cut our losses.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
I agree.
Look at my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. You should have kept this shit in your classroom. Now, I just hope he don't get exiled from ever being able to teach again. You feel me? Like, I just, you know what I'm saying? Because that shit can happen. And it could look innocent, but it's a lot of men with dark. Because I've seen somebody, a man that had a daughter was like, he don't see a problem with it. A lot of folks, like, I've seen a problem with it being on the internet. You feel me? Because you should have known what was going to happen. But it is very unfortunate that man lost his job, though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the climate that we lived in. And me and Mojo was talking about that. Like the climate that we live in now was interesting. Everybody's super sensitive. You can't say shit. You can't do shit. Motherfuckers is outraged. You feel me? They want to nail you to the cross. Like it ain't no joke out here. For real. So, yeah. But no, we appreciate it.
And also, I just want to say this,
no,
too.
Please, go ahead.
I think that it became a situation where parents felt like it was inappropriate too, or not even parents, but people felt like it was inappropriate too because they sexualized the situation and felt like it was maybe a grooming situation where he's grooming these girls to have close contact with him or to feel comfortable touching him or interacting with him in such an intimate way as taking down his hair. And I think that over sexualization of the situation escalated it to where it is now.
Made it worse.
Yes.
Yeah. I completely agree. Look, man, we back. I completely agree with that one. It was definitely they try to make it look like he was trying to. I didn't get that at all. I just got you shouldn't teacher in the classroom. No, but I didn't get no sexualization of it, and I hate that that's the climate that we live in because you can't do shit, you can't say shit, y'all. But anyway, I appreciate everybody listening. This was very impromptu. I appreciate everybody that's been listening to my podcast. Stadion Cool that's been watching my streams, man, that's been liking, that's following. Shout out to Mojo for joining us. She ain't going nowhere. She's gonna always be around. Tell me what you think about this video down below. Like, comment, subscribe, share. And we love y'all. Deuce, deuce.